Hello people, I am Ella. This is the story of how I took revenge against my horrible sister-in-law. She was already making my life hell, and I knew I had to act fast. Thankfully, my quick thinking saved my wedding and revealed the true colours of my sister-in-law. I've always been surrounded by a happy family. Even though I am a single child, I'm very close with my cousins, so even without siblings, I knew what normal sibling relationships looked like. That certainly wasn't the case for Ian, my then boyfriend. Ian is one of the most loving and caring people I know. He's extremely dependable and likes to help out everyone in need. So naturally his family and friends tend to be a little dependent on him. I never had a problem with that. Ian usually handled everything with ease. He wanted the people he loved to be happy and cared for. While a lot of people looked up to him for help, only his sister was overly attached to him. Joanne, his sister, had a very unhealthy attachment to Ian. Ian was kind of dismissive of her obsession with him. Since their dad died when they were young, Ian sort of became a parent for Joanne. He wasn't parentified, but took on those responsibilities anyway. Joanne saw him as his crutch for everything. Our first meeting itself showed me that she hates me with a passion. When Ian introduced us, Joanne was very cold towards me. She pulled me aside one time and said, "Look, I don't know how you managed to trap my brother, but he won't be with you for long. Ian doesn't deserve a loser like you. Actually, no one is good enough for him. He has me and that's enough. Don't even try to replace me." "Why would I try to replace you, Joanne? He will always be your brother no matter what." "Stop pretending to be nice. I know you're going to take him away from us. You're just after your money. Your innocent face can't fool me." "We literally work in the same field, Joanne. Why would I be after his money? You're mistaking about me." "Look, you are not the first girl to set his eyes on him. Trust me, I will always be the first woman in his life. You should cut your losses and let him be." I was pretty stunned and disturbed by what she said. She talked very nicely to me when Ian was around, but when he was out of earshot, Joanne piled on me about being worthless and replaceable. It was so bad that at one point I was fighting tears. When Ian saw my state on the way home, he said, "Hey Ella, what's wrong? Did something happen?" "Your sister hates me, Ian. I don't even know what I did wrong. She thinks I will take you away from her." "Oh, that's what is bothering you? Relax, Ella. Joanne is just a little jealous. She'll come around soon." "Did she ever like your other girlfriends? Is there something wrong with me?" "Of course not, Ella. She has always been this way. Joanne is used to being my center of attention. She never liked any of my girlfriends, but she knows I'm serious about you. I'm sure she will accept you eventually. You need to be patient with her." "I'll try my best, Ian. I really want her to like me. I know she is important to you." I was absolutely determined to change Joanne's mind about me. She was one of the most important people in Ian's life, so I wanted to have a good relationship with her. But things between us never improved. In fact, it got much worse. She literally screwed up our dates and went out of her way to harass me. Ian always told her when we were hanging out. She took every opportunity to spoil her date or invite herself over. She even acted offended when he tried to be romantic. At times, Joanne physically inserted herself between us so that we stayed apart. It's not like we were being too open. Even basic signs of affection annoyed Joanne. Ian never understood why it bothered me. Even his mama Deborah failed to understand my logic. I tried to tell her, "I get it that Joanne doesn't like me, but her behavior is really annoying me. Has she always been this way?" "Yes, Ella, Joanne has always been like this with Ian's girlfriends. No wonder they never lasted." "But this is wrong, Deborah. She has been messing up our dates and rarely gives us alone time. It's becoming pretty overbearing for me." "Sweetheart, you have to understand that she is really attached to Ian. They have a very strong bond. It's natural for her to be attached. She is just a little jealous." "Deborah, I know they are close, but she's taking it too far." "Why don't you talk to Ian about this? I'm sure he will do something about the situation. I do scold her from time to time, but she never listens to me." Deborah's nonchalant response to my concerns was pretty annoying for me. However, I was hopeful that Ian would understand my problem, so I decided to have a chat with him. I said, "Ian, Joanne is becoming too overbearing on us. She never leaves us alone. I'm getting tired of her shit. I think we should set some boundaries with her." "Ella, I've told you before, she's just a little jealous. She likes hanging out with us. In the past, she was rarely around my girlfriends." "You must be joking, Ian. She only likes spending time with you. She never even talks to me. The only time she does, this is to throw insults at me. This is unacceptable." "She is lonely, Ella. Joanne is used to having me around more. She's finding it hard to adjust." I tried my best to make Ian understand. However, to my utter surprise, even he ignored my concerns. Ian was always ready to defend his sister and tell me I was overreacting, but no one could make him understand that Joanne's behaviour was not normal. She wasn't even that lonely. Joanne had plenty of friends and a boyfriend of her own. Things got even worse when me and Ian decided to move in together. Deborah was happy with the news, but Joanne was utterly distressed. Right in front of us, she kept sobbing and begging Ian to stay. She said, "Ian, please don't move out. I need you. Ella can be on her own. I need you more than her. You cannot abandon me like this."
"Joanne, our place will always be open for you. I won't be moving far away. You can come to visit any time."
"No, I don't want you to move. I cannot be alone. How can you be so selfish? Please don't leave me. Ella, why are you taking my brother away? Do you hate me that much?" "Joanne, we are just moving in together. We've been together for 3 years now. It's normal for us to want to stay in one house. As Ian said, you can visit any time." "No, I want him to stay. Ian, if you don't stay, I will never talk to you again. I will not touch my food till you decide to stay." Joanne just ran to her room and shut herself in. I was shocked by her behaviour. Ian and Deborah got pretty concerned about her as well. They rushed to her room and tried to get her to talk. Joanne just locked the door and was loudly sobbing inside. She refused to come down for dinner when it was time. The situation became tense and Deborah said, "Ian, I think you should reconsider the move. It's distressing for Joanne. I'm afraid she will hurt herself."
"I know, Mum. I'm pretty scared for her. I tried to talk, but she won't listen to me."
"I think it will be best if you cancel the move. There can always be a next time."
To be honest, I'm kind of leaning towards it. Ella, would you mind if we cancel the move for now?
"But we discussed this, Ian. We already paid the first month's rent for our new place. Breaking the contract will cost us a lot of money."
"I will pay out of pocket, Ella. I'll give back your share as well. Right now, only Joanne is my main concern."
"And what about me? You're ditching me for her? Have you ever wondered how I feel about it?" "I know you're upset, Ella, but you're older than Joanne. You should be more understanding. She's just scared to lose her brother. We have to think about her now."
Mum is right, Ella. Let's just postpone the move at least for a few months. Meanwhile, I'll convince Joanne so that she makes peace with it.
Guys, I was absolutely furious. I couldn't believe that Ian would actually cancel the move for Joanne. Deborah and Ian were treating Joanne like a child instead of the grown-up she is. When Ian told Joanne about staying back, she opened the door and rushed to hug him. I simply turned around and left. On my way home, I did receive a lot of texts from both Ian and Joanne. Ian was mostly asking for forgiveness and begging me to talk to him. Joanne called me and said, "So, did you see how Ian chose me over you again? I can't believe you tried to steal my brother from under my nose. Your plans won't work as long as I am here." "What you did back there is ridiculous. Ian will eventually move in with me."
"Not if I make him break it off with you. Don't think so far ahead, Ella. You don't know what I'm capable of. I will ruin your life. Consider it a warning."
"I will remember this, Joanne. One day you will regret your words to me." The next few months were absolute hell for me. I was heartbroken by Ian's behaviour and things were pretty tense between us. Ian did put a break to Joanne's date crashing to appease me a little. Suffice to say, Joanne was furious and threw many tantrums about it. She still managed to intrude on our private time and try to make her friends flirt with Ian. Ian was extremely embarrassed by her behaviour and was starting to put up some boundaries. However, he was still unsure of what to do with her. One day, pretty much out of the blue, Ian proposed to me. Ian said that he was tired of living separately and wanted to make things permanent from the get-go. He was deeply regretting cancelling the move, but was afraid to discuss it with me, so he decided that the best option would be to propose. We were madly in love and marriage was inevitable for us. Ian even said that once the marriage happens, he will move in with me for good. We were pretty much dreading telling his family about the engagement. I knew Deborah would be happy for us, but Joanne would totally freak out. She was already pretty pissed that Ian was spending more time with me and not inviting her along. However, we underestimated her reaction. She started to cry, scream, and even throw things. Joanne said, No, this can't happen. You're not marrying her. How can you do this to me?"
"Joanne, I told you I'm serious about Ella. Everyone knew we were going to be engaged soon."
"When did I tell you it's okay to propose to her? You never told me. Now you will move her into this house, into my comfort space? I won't allow it. No, it won't happen."
"She won't move here, Joanne. Your house will remain safe for you. I and Ella will get a place together. We will start looking at houses since we can afford the down payment now."
"You are going to buy a house with her? Why would you do that? You want to move away from me? She just wants to take you away from me. Has she baby-trapped you? I won't be surprised since it comes from a gold digger like her. You should get rid of it. Problem solved." "What is wrong with you? Why the hell would you say such things?"
"That's enough. You don't get to insult my fiancé like that. I can't believe you said these things." Damn it, Joanne, I expected better from you. Whether you like it or not, we are going to get married. The sooner you accept that, the better. Joanne, they are right. You have gone too far. You need to apologize to Ella. This is uncalled for. Joanne pretty much looked stunned. She never expected her brother and mother to support me. She just turned around and left. I knew she would never apologize to me. Joanne did try her starving tactics again, but this time, Ian just told her to grow up. Ian also apologized to me on her behalf. He was finally starting to see through her manipulative ways. We talked some more about her behavior, and he was remorseful for not stepping in sooner. I was so pissed at Joanne that I didn't want her at the wedding. However, Ian and Deborah begged me to reconsider since she was family, so reluctantly I agreed. Joanne was surprisingly cooperative throughout the wedding planning. She never pulled any antics like I see people do. Instead, she was usually quiet about everything. Ian was starting to warm back towards her because she had stopped insulting me. He also said that Joanne looked like she was making progress. I disagreed, but didn't push the issue. Months passed, and my wedding date was getting closer. About 1 month before my wedding day, I accidentally stumbled upon Joanne talking to her friend. She never heard me come in and continued her usual conversation. Joanne told her friend that she was going to cut up my wedding dress a day before the wedding. That would be her revenge against me for taking her brother away. I was shocked and horrified at what she was planning. However, this time I decided to play smart. I was genuinely tired of Joanne and her behavior. I wanted to teach her a lesson for good. Plus, I wanted to show Ian and Deborah how manipulative and cruel Joanne is. So I devised a plan. You see, Deborah offered me a wedding dress as a reception dress since Joanne never wanted it. I had the dress sitting in my closet with my new ceremony dress. It was time to take revenge. One day before the wedding, Ian and his family decided to visit me for dinner. Joanne had apparently wanted to see my place one last time before I moved in with Ian in our new house. I knew what Joanne was up to and was chuckling inside. Joanne looked smug and happy. She even giggled at my joke and was having a good time. When we were talking, I saw Joanne excuse herself and go towards my room. That's when I knew it was time. I waited for some time before going into my bedroom. I also told Ian and Deborah to follow but stay outside. They looked confused but didn't say much. When I went into the room, I saw Joanne hacking my dress into bits and pieces. She looked at me and smiled. She said, "Oh, will you look at that, Ella? Your wedding dress is ruined. This is so sad. Someone must have ripped it to spoil your wedding. I wonder who it might be." Joanne, why did you destroy my dress? You know my wedding is tomorrow. Why did you do this? This is what you get for taking my brother away from me. You charmed him so badly that he dared to distance himself from me. I told you, Ella, I will ruin your life. The wedding dress was the beginning. Just wait and see what happens. For now, you should be concerned about getting a new dress. This looks pretty ruined. I don't need a new dress, Joanne. The one you hacked wasn't the dress I bought. What do you mean? The dress you destroyed is Deborah's wedding dress. She gave it to me as my reception dress. Congratulations, Joanne. You destroyed the last memory of your father and mother's wedding day. What? That's impossible. I know you bought a new dress. Ian gave you $5,000 for it. This is the only one in your closet. Yes, there's a new dress and it's sitting safely in my maid of honor's house. I knew about your plan, Joanne. I heard you talking to your friend about it. You little shit, I will destroy you. Just wait till I tell my mum and bro how you purposely destroyed the dress. I will even cry about how I can never wear it for my wedding. That's not necessary. They are already listening. There's no need to make up stories anymore. I called Deborah and Ian into my room to show them the hacked dress. When they saw what Joanne did to the dress, they were pissed. Deborah was actually in tears. Ian was furious and said, "What the hell, Joanne? What did you do to the dress? Oh my god, I cannot believe this." "Oh my god, my poor dress. How dare you destroy it?" "Mum, Ian, please, it was Ella's fault. She purposely kept your dress here." "Shut up, Joanne. You knew what my dress looked like, or did you forget in your rage that I gifted it to Ella?" "I cannot believe you stooped so low to hurt Ella. You know what? Consider yourself uninvited. I don't want to see you at the wedding. I'm done with you." No, you can't do this. I was just a little jealous of Ella. You were leaving me for her. I just wanted to hurt her a little. I'm sorry." "I don't want to hear it. You have crossed the line multiple times. It's time you pay for your toxic ways." "Ian is right. We have coddled you too much. Who knows what more you would have done if Ella didn't catch you today. No, please, just listen to me. Just leave, Joanne. Stay away from us." Joanne kept screaming and crying the entire time. She even begged me to forgive her and convince everyone to allow her at the wedding. I simply refused to engage with her. After crying for an hour, Joanne was left with no choice but to leave. Deborah apologized for her daughter, and in turn I apologized for letting her ruin the dress. Deborah just said that it helped her see the truth, so it no longer mattered. Ian was super mad at Joanne. He told me that she will never change, and he will go low contact with her. Ian now realised that he had given in to her whims for 24 years. It was time for him to stop. He promised to keep her away and only allow her back if she gets therapy. I was happy with his decisions and told him so. The wedding went on without a hitch. My maid of honour brought back my real dress early in the morning. I wore the ceremony dress to the reception as well. I didn't care what I wore because I was marrying the love of my life. Joanne did try to show up, but the venue security kicked her out on Ian's request. Almost all of her extended family knew about her behaviour and criticised her for it. I and Ian moved into our new home pretty soon. Deborah also decided to sell her old home and move 3 states away so she can be near her sister. She told Joanne that she had 3 months to find a new place. With the lack of Deborah and Ian's support, she had to take a minimum wage job to make ends meet. Currently, she's couch surfing with her friends. She does call Ian for help, but he refuses to spoil her anymore.